Hi guys, you are watching Go IT Center, and in this video we are going to install LibreNMS 2025, which is a network monitoring and server monitoring tool. So if you have multiple routers, multiple switches, multiple outlets, multiple VPNs connection, and you want to monitor your network and servers, power outage, network analysis, and network performance, then this tool is perfect for you. So it is Linux based tool, so it is open source. So let's start it. So first of all, in order to install the LibreNMS, you must have the Ubuntu 24.04. I have already created the video of Ubuntu installation. So if you don't know how to install Ubuntu, I have put the link in the description. Just go through that. So this is the fresh Linux. So let's start the first of all we have to update all the packages. Then we will start the installation of LibreNMS. So so you can see that update has been started. So it will update the package, then it will upgrade the packages. So it would take little time, approximately uh, 10 to 20 minutes. Rest depend on your internet speed. So I'm going to stop this video. Once it is done, I will be back. So Linux has been updated. Now we have to come onto the website librenms.org. This is the official website. Now we have to click onto the download, then LibreNMS installation guide. Then we have to follow all these steps in order to install it. So let's start it. Ubuntu 24.04. So if you have old Ubuntu, then you can follow this way forward. If you have CentOS 8, then you can follow this method and accordingly. So we have 24.04. So let's start the installation. Let's copy it and paste it. Give me a second, let me check out the connectivity. So let's copy it, copy, and then paste. Yes. Now we have to add Libre user. So it is being downloaded, so it would take a little time. Let me stop this video. So it has been done. Now it's time to execute the second command. Add the user. Now we have to go into OPT directory where we have to perform the installation. After that we have to copy this one. We will clone GitHub. It would take a little time because it is cloning from the GitHub. So I'm going to stop this video, otherwise video will get longer. So we have cloned it successfully. Now we have to set the permissions. I'm running these commands one by one, although you can run simultaneously or at once, but sometimes it creates problem. That is the reason I am running these commands one by one. So I will also recommend you to run this command one by one, because sometimes you may face problems. Then we have to give the permissions. change mode. Now we have to install PHP dependencies. First of all, we have to switch user to LibreNMS. Now we have to run Composer. So now we have to exit. In your case, let's say if you have proxy, if you are proxy in your network, so and if you are facing or any type of error in this command, so this is the workaround. So you can also use these commands because we are not using any proxy, and I hope in your network if you are using proxy then you can use these commands, otherwise you have to use these commands. So if you face any problem in this command, you can also use these command to install the Composer. Scroll down it. Now we have to set our time zone. So first of all we have to copy. So in VI editor sometime because you have to press the I key to insert, but Nano editor is somewhat like a notepad and it is very easy to editable, so I request you to use Nano instead of the VI. So I'm going to show you. So just type this and Nano. Now you have to search for the time zone, Control W and type time zone. You will get it. So semicolon, delete this, otherwise it will not execute. Then I am typing my region, my time zone. In your case, if you belongs to the any other country, so you have to mention the time zone accordingly. In my case, Asia / Karachi. Control X, yes, enter, save. Now we have to go on to the second command. Again we have to type Nano prior to this command in order to edit the respective time zone. Control W, time zone. Here we have Control X, yes, hit enter, save. Now we have to set the system time zone. So I'm taking this, rest of the thing I will type manually. Done. So now we have to scroll down it. Now we have to set up MariaDB. Open the server file. Once again type nano. Then inside the MySQL D, you can see that within the MySQL D you have to copy and paste this. So I'm going to copy entire command and paste here, and let me check out any other command which you need to be execute. No. Then we have to save it. Yes. Now we have to enable MariaDB. It will be enabled instantly. Now we have to restart it. Now it has been restarted. Now we have to set the database, MySQL, copy one, keep as it is. Now create user, LibreNMS, and set your own password. You can, so you have to replace with your own password. I'm typing my own password. Done. Now we have to grant privileges to database. Done. And now exit. Now we have to scroll. Now we have to execute copy command. This configuration file, we need to copy it. Now we have to edit this command, edit this file. Once again type nano prior to this command, or before this command, nano. Now we will have an editor. Now user, we need to edit this. You can see that. And first of all, we need to change www to LibreNMS. So copy that, scroll up, copy and paste. Done. Now we have to edit user and group. So you can see that user and group. So LibreNMS and LibreNMS both are same. So delete it. And then we need to add anything else. Yes, listening. So let's copy this portion, copy, and then let's find out the listening. I think it should be there. Yes, you can see that listening. So we need to delete this and then paste, and that's it. Then Control X, yes, hit enter. It's saved. Now we have to scroll down. Now we need to set up the LibreNMS config file. So once again you have to copy it, Nginx, and type nano, hit enter, and here we have to paste this entire code. We have pasted. Now delete this, and you have to put the IP address of your Ubuntu server. So 192.168.10.160, and that's it. Control X, hit Y, that's it. So it's pretty much simple but little tricky, so you have to watch this video completely, otherwise you will create a mess. So now we have to execute this command. Now we have to restart Nginx. Now we have to restart PHP 8.3. Done. So we are almost done. Now scroll down it. Firewall is basically by default in Ubuntu disabled, so obviously we have a fresh Ubuntu, so it is disabled, so firewall not enabled by default. So we are on the same page, means our firewall is not active. So now INMS, now you have to execute this command. Copy, now we have to configure SNMP version V2C, which is the most popular version of SNMP. Copy, paste, enter, and now we have to open this file into the editor, nano. So nano, hit enter, and now we have to replace this string with your community string, means whenever you are going to connect your switch or router, you have to give two things for the authentication. Number one is the public string, and number two is the IP address. So I'm giving the string like saying this public, that's it. Control, you can give your own string, but same string will be configured onto the router, which you need to be monitored. So yes, enter, save. Now after that we need to execute this one command. Done. Now give the rights to distro. Now we need to restart SNMP, enable SNMP first. Done. Now we need to restart. Now cron job, we need to enable, copy this cron job file. The cron job is basically a schedule. In Linux we call cron, and if we talk about the Windows, in Windows we have a scheduler. So schedule or scheduler. So copy, done. Now we have to scroll down it. Now we need to enable scheduler so that it can move the logs, move your files schedulely in order to make it backup. So let's copy it. Copy, done. Now we need to enable scheduler timer. Done. Now we need to start the scheduler. Done. Now logged, we need to enable the log rotate, so that it will save your hard drive. Otherwise, with the passage of time, your hard drive will get full and you may face problem. So let's copy that. And that's it. It has been installed. So another command, but it is not mandatory to give these rights to LibreNMS, but let's copy it and paste it. So it's saying that it cannot access, but it is not mandatory. So ignore this command. So we have the final step. Now we need to access the LibreNMS through the IP address. So let me check out my IP address. I already told you that my Ubuntu IP address is 192.168.10.160. I can show you as well. ifconfig IP address. So you can see that the IP address is 192.168.10.160. So let me open this IP 192.168. So you can see that now we have a pre-installed checks. So we have to click onto the database. Now we have to create a database so that entries can be saved. So we have given the password. So you have to use this password. Let me show you in order to avoid any confusion. Let me show you this one. If you remember that I said this password, so this password will work over here. So I have given the password. So now we have to build the database. So it will take a little time and it will be done. So it's done. So now we have to set the username and password. So I'm giving just password admin, and you can set complex password. So and this user email is not mandatory, so I'm not adding it, but if you want to add it you can. So now that's it. Right click on it and finish installation. Install validate check. So now we have to give the password admin and Rockland. So @2. So now it has been opened. So you can see that we have some warnings over here and minor error. You can ignore that because it will not affect your performance. We have already tested, and you can see that schedule, there is a little issue in the schedule, but these are the, and you can fix these issues by running these commands. So these are the minor problems. So it will not affect your LibreNMS. These are the minor problems, so you can ignore it. So just we have to go inside the add device, and let me show you devices. So right now we don't have any device, so let me show you. So I'm going to add my router, which is the MikroTik router, but before adding that I want to show the MikroTik router configuration of SNMP. So this is my MikroTik router. So here we have an option of SNMP, so that your concept become clear. SNMP, you can see that we have enabled the SNMP, and the IP address is 192.168.10.160, and this is the alternative IP address. Earlier I had another monitoring tool, which was the PRTG. That is the reason I was monitoring this router on two monitoring tools, but it is no longer exist. So I'm removing. I'm going to remove it. So you can see that uh, in MikroTik router you have to give enable it, and trap uh, target trap means on which location you need to receive the traps. So obviously location will be the LibreNMS. So our Ubuntu IP is 192.168.10.160. So you have to select the community string. You can see that public here, and trap version 2. Basically it's version 2C. So you have to select 2, and this is the procedure of means this is the procedure SNMP of MikroTik. If you want to add Cisco switch onto the LibreNMS, obviously you have to configure SNMP server, and you have to configure through the command line or ASGM onto the Cisco, and then you can add on to the LibreNMS. So here I'm going to show you. So we have the MikroTik router, but if you have the Cisco, obviously you have to configure the SNMP. Once you configure it, it will be added onto the LibreNMS. So we have already enabled it. Now I'm going to add it. Let me close my MikroTik router, and my MikroTik router IP is 192.168.10.1. So let me open it. Add device. Now here we have to give IP address 192.168.10.1 and version 2C. You can see that UDP, and rest of the things will remain same. Just you have to give here string public and add device. So once you have the green message, means your device has been added successfully, and you can see that device has been added. It's head office. So device has been added, but currently we don't have any data because it's just connected. So it will take around 15 minutes to 20 minutes to get some data. So after that you will have some data. So this is the way forward through which you can install the SNMP server, LibreNMS, and you can monitor your network devices and your servers. So let's talk about this server, that how you can add your server. If you want to add your server, so you need to configure the SNMP on your server. Means you have to, let's say if you have the Windows, let's say you have Windows server 2020 or 2020, Windows Server 2019 or 2022. So you need to install the add role SNMP, and then you have to configure the traps. So this is all about the video. So we have already added the one network device. Let me show you one server as well, that how we can add the server so that you can monitor your server as well. You can also add the Linux server. You can just go on to the ChatGPT or Google. You will get a bunch of commands through which you can install SNMP over the Ubuntu server or CentOS, and you can add into the LibreNMS. In short, means you have to configure SNMP on Linux device, Windows device, Cisco device, firewall. Once you added the SNMP feature, and once you give the IP, it will be added onto the LibreNMS. Otherwise LibreNMS will not read it, because SNMP is the primary requirement. So we had SNMP on 192.168.10.1, which is the MikroTik router. So we have added successfully in front of you. So right now we don't, you can see that data is being generated, and if we check out the processor usage of this MikroTik, you can see that it's 14%, and rest of the data, it is accumulating the data. So at least 30 minutes is required to get some data, and you will have a beautiful graph. So definitely we will check out that as well. So now we need to add one server. Let me arrange one server, and so that I can show you that how we can add this server as well. So I have server 2019. Let me add it in front of you, and where is my, you can see that server 2019. So let me the IP address of this server, let me show you. You can send it 192.168.12.100. So let me add role it, add role, next, and then next, and then we will have a SNMP service. So you have to check this SNMP tool, and you can also check the sub box as well. Once done, then you have to hit next and restart if destination server required. So let's restart it as well and install it. So it will be installed shortly, and once it is done, then we will go into the services, and then we have to set the traps as well, and we have to set the community string as well. So I hope it will be done. Let me check out some data if we have onto the LibreNMS. Let me refresh it. So you can see that now you can see the data is being generated, and still we don't have any graph because it takes around 30 to 45 minutes in order to give you graph, because it is accumulating the data so in real time. So you can see that it is telling us a temperature, CPU temperature, overall temperature, and voltage. You can see that brilliant parameters it is showing. You can check out the graph as well, although we don't have enough data. But if we go on to the health, you can check processor, and let me show you disk usage, processor, each and everything you will have, because once you have the 24 hours data, then you will have complete picture of your network. So it's amazing. So let me click onto the graph, and let me show you system. If you click onto the system, so you can see that system uptime, each and everything you will have. And in order to analyze the data, you must have at least 24 hours data. So recently we just installed it, so it will take obviously little time, but once you install it after the 24 hours, when you will check this, I guarantee you will be happy. So I hope server has been installed. So let me close it, and server didn't restart because it doesn't required obviously. So go into the services. Once we inside the services, then we have to click onto the SNMP, and you can see that SNMP services is running, and we have to click onto the SNMP traps. So we have to enable the traps, and so automatic, and we have to run the traps as well. So it is running now. So we have to check we have to give the IP address. So let me click onto the agent and traps, and then here we have to give the public public community string public, and then we have to add to the list, and here we have to give the IP address 192.168.10.160 IP address, then add it, and then inside the security we have to add the community string read only, keep read only, because we need to monitor it. Public and add it public, and then we have to add the host. So we need to add the host 192.168.10.160. So we have added the host, So let me edit it. You can also select from any source, but if you want some make your environment secure, so you have to select the exact destination. So now you have to apply OK, and then you have to restart this SNMP traps, and now it's done. And now we have to go onto the, and now we have to add the servers. So let me add device, and then we have to type the 192.168 then 12.100, and version 2c will remain as it is, and we have to select public, and then you have to add it. So you can see that you have a green color, so it has been added successfully. But if you have red, if it is highlighted with the red, means there is some problem in the SNMP at the router side, at the server side, so it must be green. So let me click on to the all devices. So you can see that one more device has been added and server has been added. So once again it would take around 45 minutes to 30 minutes. Once you have the enough data, then you will have complete stats, means your RAM usage, your server usage, your Ethernet load, each and everything, means your processor temperature, your memory capacity, your RAM capacity. It will show you that how much RAM is occupied, and means on center control or remotely you can monitor entire network infrastructure. Similarly, you can configure Linux server as well. You can configure Cisco switches, pfSense, firewall, each and everything you can configure it. And most importantly, we can also configure the notification. But obviously, if you learn that how we can configure the notification inside the LibreNMS, means if something is down, you will get an email, it will notify you. If you need to configure the email notification, if you want to more deep dive into the LibreNMS, so leave the comment in the section, and I at least I need 50 comments. Once I receive the 50 comments, I will create more deep video on LibreNMS if you love it. So if you give me 100 thumbs up, obviously I will create the video, or 50 comments. So that's all for today, and it is a very amazing and wonderful tool, and you can use it, and it is open source and Linux based. So it's amazing. So you can use this tool. So thank you so much for watching this video. You can see that Ethernet, my MikroTik router Ethernet ports, you can see that red ports are down ports, means they are not connected, or if there is something wrong, so it will be highlighted with the red color. So these ports, because this is my office router, so these ports are not connected with the Ethernet, that is the reason it is red. These are my VLANs. You can see that own VPN, Telnet, VPN, Wi-Fi, these are my VLANs. So each and everything is available. You can see that disk is system disk image MikroTik. You can see that total size is basically system disk is 59 MB occupied, and 40% is occupied basically. So temperature, each and everything is available. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like this video. Guys, kindly subscribe my channel and forward to your family and friends. Stay safe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.